Okay. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. We are getting to the halfway mark of our week already here. I believe it's July 21st. Let me just check. Nope, it's July 22nd. I'm a day behind. So it's July 22nd. Welcome to July 22nd. And thanks for being here with us while we continue our training for the week. And I am ready to roll. I have actually made a couple of adjustments to the training. I did a presentation last night for a group of coaches and speakers, and as a result of that, or going into that, I made some updates. So if you've been here before and watched this, there's some new stuff for you today. All right. Well, before we get onto our scheduled programming, I'm going to introduce my co-host. Where is Ronan? Where are you, buddy?
Here I am.
Hey.
Good July 22nd to you.
Exactly. It looks like I have some lag again today.
Yeah. What's going on there?
I don't know.
Not enough coffee spilled on the computer, huh?
It's possible.
All right. Well,
I guess I've been too active on the computer already this morning.
And it's tired. I do believe that computers get tired over time, like they get fatigued. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. So today we're talking about messaging. I'm excited about messaging because this is how we actually reach out to people and connect with them. They've connected with us. Now we're deepening that connection. So I'm excited for that. And as always, we are live. Ask questions. Yeah, buts, how abouts, what ifs, whatever is there for you, ask it. Comment. We love the interaction. And if you're watching this on the recording, we'll certainly circle back and answer any questions that you have. But hey, we're live, so let's get it on. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so we've been building up to this throughout the week. At this point, if you've been following along, you've got your market to message match statement headline dialed in. You've got your profile, at least the 3-point power part of your profile updated. Now it's time to make some connections and message some people that maybe you've already been connected with, maybe even make some appointment requests. And I'm going to go through with you and show you some ways that we do that, give you some real specific strategies and techniques that you may want to use when you message people on LinkedIn, specifically with the intent to ultimately have a conversation with them. So let's go look at my screen, and I'm going to pull up some slides here called Connecting and Messaging. So the first type of message that we often send to somebody, especially on LinkedIn, is a connection message, right? And that's a simple request to, hey, let's connect here on LinkedIn. So because you've done the work on your profile and because you've done the work on your market to message match headline, this message is very simple. And I'm going to show you what we use to do that. For all of the messages, pretty much all of the messages that we send leading up to having a conversation with someone, we make it all about the other person. We've all experienced connecting with somebody on social media or even at a live event, and it seems like all they want to do is just regurgitate all over us everything about them and everything that they want to say. And that's not very attractive. It's not appealing at all. And so we don't want to be that person, right? We want to be the kind of person who actually takes an interest in the other person. And there are some things I'm going to show you on how to easily do this and really stand out from a lot of the noise that's out there, because you're going to make your communication very personal and very much about the other person. It's going to show that you care, and you should care, right? I mean, we're trying to build a relationship here, not just a transaction. So treat this like you're building a relationship. That's how we treat our clients. That's how I'm sure you do as well. So let's go into the relationship with that intent. So make it all about them, and you can start that even with the simple connection request. So here, if you look over underneath Joe Canamore, he's a client of ours, is a connection request from Joe to Simon. It simply says, Simon, hope you're doing well. Let's connect here on LinkedIn, Joe. And that's really all you need to do here. Because when you send this connection request out to the person that you want to connect with, they see your headline already. And if you've done your job on the headline, which we've gone over in great length on Monday, then the person that you are looking to connect with will likely just accept the connection request if you've done your homework. But if not, there's a good chance that they may click on your link, look at your LinkedIn profile, which is why we went over the profile yesterday. And that's usually enough for them to go, you know what, this looks like a person that is in my space, is in my market. Yeah, I'll go ahead and connect with them. You don't really need to go into any more detail here. So save the long-winded sales messages and things like that for another time. So that's it. There's really nothing more to go over. One thing I will point out is the use of the word you. Anytime you use the word you are automatically making it about the other person. Okay. Next. So what do you do after the connection request is accepted? Here is one strategy. Here's Ronan, basically, who has just recently connected with John. And Ronan's message is, "Hi, John, thanks for connecting. I hope all is well with you." There's that you word again. "And business is good at Allegiance." There are 3 instances in this very simple "thank you for connecting with me" message that makes it about John in this example. First is using John's name in the message. The second is the word you. And the third is the mentioning of John's company that he works for. So all 3 of those inherently make this message all about John. It's not, and it comes across professional, and not that you're just trying to like sell him something, right? You haven't even talked about what you do yet. And again, I'll just reiterate, every time you send one of these messages out, your headline is carried with it. So it's another reminder of what you do, who you do it for, what problem you solve, what desire you are creating for that person if you've done that homework, which is why we started there. Okay, so now how do you keep this conversation going, right? How do you nurture this relationship? One strategy is to send some information to someone that you've recently connected with that they might have an interest in. And I got this idea. It's actually a recycled idea from some seminar I was at probably 15 years ago. And the speaker suggested, as part of a follow-up process, to literally clip articles out of a magazine or newspaper or newsletter, and just literally clip them out, put a Post-it note on it, and say something like, "Hey, John, I thought this article, I read this article, I thought of you, hope you enjoy it." Fold it up, stick it in an envelope, lick it, stamp it, send it in the mail. Okay. So that was a kind of old school way of doing it. And I'm sure that actually that technique works well today. So this is a digital version of that. And instead of going and clipping something out of a newspaper, what we do is we clip something off of Google. And so we'll go to Google, we'll do a search on something that might be of value or interest to the person that we're connecting with or the people that we're connecting with. And we simply put the link to that article. In this case, this came from something called business2community.com, and it has potentially some interest to John in this example. And so Ronan sends it to him and asks John, have you experienced what this article is describing? What's your strategy for going after these technology dollars? So it's that same kind of newspaper clipping idea, except we're doing it in a digital fashion and delivering it through a LinkedIn message as opposed to the post office. So that's it. And it works very, very well. And it helps to develop that relationship. And in this particular case, John responded back to Ronan, thanking him for sending the articles, answering the question that Ronan asked, and actually provided his contact information for Ronan to have a follow-up conversation. Now, this doesn't always happen that easily, okay? But it can. And I wanted to show you a real example of how this can actually generate a qualified conversation for you with someone that you might want to build a business relationship with. But oftentimes, you're going to need to take it another step further and ask for that appointment. And so what I added to the presentation, and I don't think we've shown this on this particular call yet, is how we do that. So usually within the first maybe 2 weeks or so of nurturing a new connection on LinkedIn, and you've made your messages all about them. Maybe you've sent some of content like this to them. Now it's time for you to ask for a conversation. This is a way that we do that. You basically use their name. So I'll read this. I'll read this to you. Hema, it's great being connected. I would like to find out more about you and your work at Optum. So we're using that word you, your, her name, her company, right? It's all about them. And then in the beginning, and then it's like, hey, if you have time, I'd love to have a quick 15-minute chat. If you can message me back or click on my link below to schedule a call with you. And because you've been cool and you haven't been salesy and you haven't been obtuse about your messaging and you're standing out from most of the others out there, business professionals will respect that, and oftentimes you're going to get a positive response to this. Either they'll respond back and say, "Sure, let me know what's a good time for you," or they'll just simply book it right on your calendar if you use a tool like Calendly or Acuity Scheduler. There's a bunch of the calendar booking tools. So I suggest you get one. It does work, and it can make life a bit easier, and it automatically sets that appointment up for you. And so those are some specific messages, some specific techniques and strategies that we use to not only connect, nurture, and also get some appointments booked. So I'm going to come back to full screen here. Let me exit out of my presentation and bring on my co-host and just sort of get your thoughts on what we just talked about here, Ronan.
Yeah, it's as much as we send messages out, we also receive them because we're on our LinkedIn profiles. And I always relate it to networking in person. And when you come off with that, crazy message, sales message in the beginning, it's very much like going to a networking mixer where you're meeting people in person, running up to somebody, don't even ask what they do, and you give them their card and say, "Hey, this is what I do. Let's schedule an appointment to have a coffee." Right? Like who in their right mind would go, "Yeah, let's do that." It's just very off-putting. At least it is to me. I'm just very put off by like, what, you don't know me. You don't really know me. You think you know me because you read my profile maybe. And why do you think that we should even be talking? It just seems weird to me. So I like the approach, and I know the approach works where, hey, we kind of get to know each other. We talk a little bit, and then it's like, okay, let's there's something here. Let's have a conversation.
That's right. It also does help. It helps qualify the relationship a little bit because you want to use your time wisely and they want to use their time wisely. And so, so it helps qualify that conversation. Why get on the phone with 100 people that don't make sense with you, or vice versa. So it's not a matter of quantity. It's a matter of the quality, building a quality relationship with someone that either A, you can refer each other business, or B, you can do business with. And that's pretty much it. And it does work. We know, because we do this every day for dozens of clients and ourselves. And so please feel free to try this out and see how it works for you. And if you missed the previous couple of days of training this week, go back and watch that as well, because this does build upon each other. So, and with that, tomorrow, we're going to show you some strategies using LinkedIn search and Sales Navigator search on how to find the perfect fit people to go out and connect with. And so if you're interested in how to find people to start a new conversation with, tune in tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. We will be showing you some really cool techniques on how we use LinkedIn search and Sales Navigator search to do just that.
Yep. All right. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow, Brian.
See you tomorrow.